right, here we go. I am so excited to be back. We are in week 3 now of bringing in some amazing speakers, getting ready for FETC. We're just about 2 weeks away for some travel, and then about 2 weeks and a day before we kick off this amazing event. One of my favorite ones each year because we bring in so many different educators with so much experience. And today I'm excited to bring in our next guest who has many sessions at FETC and somebody who I've been learning from and collaborating with for years. And he continues to impress me every time he is sharing or presenting. It is somebody I continue to learn from, and that is Greg Bagby from down south, Georgia, right?
Oh, on the Georgia line, but Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay. I met you in Atlanta at one of the tech and learning events, so maybe that's why I associate that. So for those out there like myself who had you in the wrong state, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you do in education.
Okay, so I am from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yes, like the Chattanooga Choo Choo. I'm the coordinator of instructional technology for the school district here, which I coordinate technology for instruction. Help the teachers get the technology and use it in their classroom and do all the cool things. I am also a professional learning specialist, as you noted, for NCCE, which is a nonprofit out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh, wow.
And we help teachers and districts and admins. We help them with integrating technology, using technology. I've done some work with a couple of districts on leadership skills and other things. And it's one of those things where it's not necessarily a side hustle. It's just sort of like a side project. I had the pleasure of presenting at Tech Fest South, which was in Oregon.
Wow.
Yeah, Oregon South. But anyway, so I did that. But Tech Fest North was in Washington, and they allowed me to present there on AI and some other things. And that's a lot of my work over the last couple of months, has been dealing with the creation of this AI team that I'm going to be working with. And actually, some of that work is bleeding over into FETC for my first session. So that's going to be there. Yes.
Awesome. Let me pull that up. So your first session, Empowering Young Minds, AI and Computer Science. All right, so let's dive in. You just lead right into it. I like it. So for FETC on the first day, so Tuesday, we have about 2 weeks in a day, Empowering Young Minds. What's that going to be about?
Focus on using AI with littles, not just AI, computer science. I'm working with Aman Shahota. Maybe he's a Canadian. He helped create EI Amplified, which became Factors. It's a AI company that does amazing thing for emotional intelligence. It helps discover emotional intelligence and move students into helping them or helping teachers get students better. I guess after they assess the students, it gives them better pathways to help students become, I guess, it's more of a social emotional thing. And anyway, it uses AI. It's kind of really cool. He's going to be presenting with me, as well as a friend from my district. She actually is presenting with me on several things. Cindy Gaston. And I've known her for 30 years, and she's a teacher in my district, but she's done some amazing things, and we've done some amazing things together. And I told her, once I finish this PhD, we're going to go over to X Factor Publishing, because we have all the tenets for a book, and we're just waiting to get started on that. So,
well, I know a guy who can help you with that.
Well, good. I'm glad you know a guy. But so the session is going to be focused on CS, or computer science, with the little kids, and AI tools that you can use with the littles. I know, who knew? So we're really excited about it and ready to jump on board with that.
No, I think that's really important. As a former elementary school principal, that was one of the things I struggled with. Is one of our teachers would say, "Oh, well, they're only in 3rd grade. They can't do this, or they're only in whatever." And individuals like yourself and others who focus on the foundational grades in technology, it always impresses me, and it's so needed, because I was in a school today, and it was like, "Oh, well, I'll help them with this." No, don't help them with it. I think they can do it. So I think that's just amazing work, and continue it. And there was two things on there, because then you're doing something Wednesday. What makes learning stick? This is critical. So what's that session on? January 24th at 11 to 1. That's a long session.
Yes, it's actually a workshop.
Oh, nice. Tell us a little about it.
the person that I was telling you about, Cindy Gasson, who I'm partnering with, she and we did this session. Actually, we did a concurrent session last year for FETC, but we wanted to expand it because we got feedback saying, hey, I wish we had more time in learning this and learning that. It was birthed out of a tech conference and a Paideia conference, merging
Huh.
those things together, and how we realized that there are some tools out of both areas that we could put together and kids get it. Uh,
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
we actually pull in a lot of information out of the books, like our books that aren't necessarily educational books, like Limitless by Jim Quick and Adam
Mhm.
Grant. We were using his latest two books, Think Again, and I just forgot the other one, but we're using it. And then we're using some edu books that are not necessarily tech and ed, but edu books. And we're just showing how you can combine those and just the ideas of those things and how students can like learn and keep it in. Uh,
Right.
so often kids learn things just enough so that they can pass a test because they're not
Yeah.
really learning them. They're just, yeah, it's a cursory thing where kids just want to, oh, I just need enough to pass the test. But we're hoping that the things that we showed during this workshop will help kids and teachers see that the students can actually make things stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we say get fit to make it stick, and fit's an acronym, and it talks about all the things, but I'm not going to tell you all the things. You can come and see, and we'll let you know.
All right. Well, those sound like two great sessions. So make sure to head on over if you're there Tuesday on the pre-conference day at 1:30, and then that sounds like an awesome session at 11 o'clock. You'll be diving in, creating some things Wednesday, the 24th. And before we show your Thursday and Friday sessions, you kind of just snuck in the like, oh yeah, and I'm working on some dissertation and working on. So one of the things that always impresses me about yourself is that you're always looking to learn. You're always craving
Mm.
information and getting better. It's an amazing skill. So tell us a little bit about what you're researching.
Actually, I'm looking at the digital divide,
Oh,
strangely enough. Um, when the pandemic hit, of course, lots of schools, I think all of them, closed or shut down. And sadly, I found out while doing some of my precursory to this research that some schools did absolutely nothing from March until August. They did nothing, as in
wow.
the kids didn't have work. Yeah, it blew my mind. But in my district, what we did was not only did we set up ways that we set up hot spots so kids can connect, but
Hmm.
then the district partnered with the local ISP, and they gave broadband access to any student that needed it for the next
Wow.
10 years.
Wow. That's
So
impressive.
I agree. So what I'm looking at is just the changes in not only the house or the home, what changes have been made since those students received broadband, but also in their academic areas, like kids that never had access to broadband internet, and now they have it, and they'll have it until they graduate, of course, because the pandemic kids, yeah. Um, and there's another deal going on. If they get so high and it's 10 years, or they'll give them more internet. But it's just phenomenal to see the changes. I had when I was elementary principal, we did this thing with Tech Goes Home Chattanooga, sort of like Tech
Oh,
Goes Home
wow.
in Boston, where the kids would come in with an adult, and we'd give them 15 hours of tech training, and then we'd also give them a device for $50. And at the end of the session, they always had stories that they would tell. And I remember the grandmother that came in and said, so in order to work at McDonald's, you have to actually fill out an application online, and they never had access until they got this device.
Wow.
And the
Impressive.
grandmother now had a job because we gave them options for low cost internet, and we gave them a device, and trained them on how to navigate the web for different things in the city. And it was like phenomenal. It was like, wow, we're actually changing lives with this. So that's why I wanted to look at a bigger scope, not just the school where I was a principal and we had the 500 kids. How about looking at the thousands of kids we gave free internet to? So
No, that's awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing that when it's done and the findings and all that great things. And as I said, you continue to push yourself and your posts and different things. Greg's X handle is right on there. Follow him for all those great posts and for all of his sessions. We saw his Tuesday and Wednesday, so let's check out Thursday and Friday. You're going all week, so we have some problem solvers, spin the integration of EdTech, and the ultimate EdTech showdown, battle of the educational titans. Oh, those two sound awesome. What do we got with that? Who are the titans besides Tennessee?
Yes, the Titans are from Tennessee. Yes, but in my district, we have some folks like the Titans will be my friend once again, Cindy Gaston. She's part of it. Mike Ballard, who his name isn't that familiar in the ed tech circles, but he's the one that took me to FETC back in 2000. He took me to NEC or NEEC. I think that's what it was. Before it was ISTE.
Before it was ISTE, National Education Computing Conference.
Yes, he took.
That's how old I am.
He took me. I got to see Steve Jobs because of him. He's one of the titans, but he doesn't do a lot. I'm trying to pull him back in.
All right.
Actually, he does a lot for himself and for the district, but not publicly. And then a lady who started a coding nonprofit for kids or for girls in the city, and she's all about coding, all about girl stuff and girl power and all the things. And I'm happy for her. But she is a whirlwind of amazement, and she'll be up. Michelle Bettis will be there, and those are the Titans from Tennessee. And
awesome.
We're just going to be sparring with our tech tools, trying to see who has the best ones.
I like it. Well, make sure to check that out as well. And as someone who continues to evolve, you also have a podcast out there sharing some great reads to educate others in looking to grow themselves. So for those who don't know, tell us about Books with Bagby. And if you want to check out the podcast, go to Greg's Twitter or X account, and the link is right there in the bio.
Yes, I call it X Twitter. So
X Twitter. Okay.
So podcast is a podcast about educational books. Not only is it about books that I like with folks that I know, but it's also teachers telling me about their passions and some of their soapboxes. Because as I started doing the show, some of the messaging that I was getting was, "Oh, I really like the information about the book. I really like the authors. Can you spend a little bit more time on these passions? Because it's really cool to hear what teachers are passionate about." I was like, sure. So we do passions and soapboxes, but we also continue to talk about books. And it's just a fun time where I meet with folks. I have some folks lined up that I've met with, like Dr. Sashi Grover, if you've ever heard of her. She wrote a big book on computer science, and it's amazing. A to Z in computer science, and it's a great book. I think she's at Stanford, or maybe she was, or I don't remember where she is now. But she's coming up, and then I have a couple of other folks that have written things. I think I even had you on the show. Whoa,
you did happen to be on it. I'm very honored to be on it.
Well, and it was a pleasure to have you. And so that's just the podcast, and it's one of those things. I know episodes haven't dropped recently because I'm trying to finish up the first 3 chapters. No, I'm trying to get the first 3 chapters approved, and then I can actually do some work again, because that's what my wife told me. And one of the sessions that you had up there, but we didn't talk about, was the problem solvers. I'm really excited about that. The problem solvers, is spin on integration of ed tech.
All right, what's that about?
Victoria Thompson. I'm not sure if I think everyone knows and loves Victoria, formerly of Microsoft, currently of CDW. We were discussing an episode of 30 Rock. Yes. 30 Rock. Where Jenna Maroney and
it's getting real now.
It's getting real. And oh my goodness, I just forgot his name. The other guy, the lead, anyway. We were just talking about the episode and how it was just kind of crazy how they were solving problems, so to speak. And we were like, we should do that for ed tech. So we decided to get together and create a somewhat humorous bit on instructional technology and solving problems. And we're really excited about it and ready to have fun with it and have fun with other folks. Um, just because, well, we can't take ourselves too seriously, and
Okay.
it's just one of those things that we're going to enjoy the heck out of it. We're just hoping other folks can enjoy it with us.
And I think that's what always impresses me about the event is just practitioners going and sharing and learning from each other and
Yes,
talking and
yes.
taking something that you share and making it your own and really borrowing so many
Hmm.
great things and in that lane, how do you gather all of the learning at FETC? What are you going to prioritize when you're there or try to learn?
So every conference I go to, I create. Yeah, this may be old school. I don't know, but I create a Google Keep,
Oh,
and
nice.
I usually, like when I'm with a team, we'll all have a keep, and we'll all share all the things that we learn on that same keep, so that we'll have access to everyone else's learning, and then when we get back and debrief, we can say, "Oh, I learned about this and this and this," and it's one of those things that I try to use keep just because I could do it on my.
I like that too, and it's collaborative.
Yes, exactly. I could do it on the laptop, on the phone, if I'm in the hallway, or if I'm in the vendor area and I see something really great, I can drop it in, and it's just very accessible and available, and it's an easy way to collect and then share.
Awesome. Well, I like it. So, well, Greg, thanks for stopping in again. For those who don't follow Greg, make sure to check out, as he puts it, Twitter X or X Twitter. His handle's right down there. If you are heading down to Orlando, you have 4 days to check out one or many sessions from Greg. We have some Tuesday, we have some Wednesday, and of course, we have some Thursday. We didn't get into Friday yet because we're waiting a little bit on that, but
Yes, we
you'll
are.
just have to go and find out. So, as always, it is great to hear from you, learn from you, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks
Yes.
down in Orlando. Oh, and we got a edu borrowing. I say that a lot, Brian, because in this field, there's so many great things happening that we make our own. And Greg does that. We had a chance to collaborate and a group activity down at Tech and Learning. So
Yeah, and
it
I,
was.
I borrowed something from Brian. He told me something when we were, I think, Tech and Learning in Atlanta, maybe.
Oh yeah, I
We
think he
were
went last year. Yeah.
Yeah, he rode with me and we were talking about something. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember typing it up and then using it like right after that. So I, as you borrowed from Brian as well.
All right, I like it. Well, you have a good 2 weeks, and we'll talk to you. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. See you
All
then.
right, everybody, keep tuning in. We'll check in throughout the week.
Okay. See you, man.